Hey Pat, it was Chris. It was nice meeting you yesterday and helping you with your game. Just wanted to go over a few of the things that we talked about yesterday in our lesson. I thought it'd be good for you to visually see them. So first things first, I'm just going to let you watch your swing in slow motion here, starting on the left. I'll let it play through. Okay, and then we'll go from the right here. Okay, so a couple things in the setup at the beginning we talked about here. First things first, this was a 5-iron, so you got to be careful about your ball position. I don't know if the gentleman we had here, here's Aaron Baddeley here. I think he had more like a 7-iron, but you can still see his 7-iron's in the middle, your 5-iron's in the middle, so I think that you should have your 5-iron a little bit more forward in your stance. Okay, the other thing was in your setup here, you just want to make sure that you're getting yourself aimed correctly. And I mean, we were trying to go at the pin over here, so you're aimed a little, just slightly bit left. You can see that your feet on the right here are aimed a little bit to the left. Not very much, but just a little bit. The other thing we were talking about in your setup position was when you set up to a ball here. I'm going to put Justin Rose. So when you set up down the line here, sometimes you have a tendency to tilt your right shoulder out a little bit, so you open up. So in other words, your shoulders are pointing a little bit more left than wanted to be. So you can see here, the way I can tell from the video is I can actually see a little bit of your left forearm down here. If you look at Justin Rose here, I can't see any of his left forearm. I can actually see the top part of his left forearm. So you can see that his shoulders are a little bit more square or straight, going this way. The more they actually turn this way, or in your case, the more they turn to the left, the more I'm going to see the bottom part of that left forearm. So make sure that your shoulders are nice and square when you're setting up to the ball. So okay, so set up pretty good. Again, ball position, just be careful. Make sure 5-iron is a little bit more forward, and make sure your shoulders are a little bit more square. And what I would advise, if you're going to go practice, make sure you put some kind of alignment stick down, like this, or you could put 2 clubs down like this to create a little path so that you know exactly where you're going, so you're not guessing. Because a big thing is, if your alignment's a little off, then your swing's going to start to take shape around your alignment. In other words, you're going to have to make compensations around the way you're aligned to hit the golf ball. So make sure that you line yourself up when you're practicing. Even if you're only going to hit 10 or 20 balls, make sure you put a club down, you aim, and do that so that you don't get into any bad habits. So what we talked about yesterday, the primary thing we talked about yesterday was your body motion. So I'm going to bring up the clip here, and then I'm going to bring up one of the pros that we looked at. And what we did is we drew some lines here. So as you can see, set up pretty good. Again, ball position for a 5-iron might be a little bit far back, but we're just going to take it piece by piece. We're going to let Aaron Baddeley go to the top of his swing, and you can see he stays pretty braced against that back line here where his right leg is. He doesn't really move too much away from the line. A little movement here and there is not bad. So let's take yourself back. Let's see the difference. Staying against that line pretty good. Back. And you can see you have a little bit of a tilt in the backswing there, but we really didn't worry about that because we were worried more about making sure that your downswing was better. But you can see on the way back, top of your backswing, you're actually tilted a little bit this way. So our goal was not to worry so much about the backswing. Okay, the way you fix this, we're going to talk about in a little bit, but it is about taking a little bit more outside of the backswing. But don't worry about that so much right now. But what we're going to be concerned about is more the downswing motion for a second. So you'll see now Aaron's going to come down, shifts his weight, and you'll see how his weight shifts a little bit this way, and then his right shoulder is going to work down, and he's going to stay behind the ball. You can see how his head stays down behind the ball that way. So now I want to show you what happens with your swing here, and this is where you get the shags here. Everything just starts to lunge forward. So now your body is completely out of position, and like we talked about baseball, if your body's way ahead of the bat, it's going to be hard to really hit the ball solid. You'll go right under it, you might hit the tip of it. I mean, it's really the same kind of concept in golf. So you can see how his body, if I took some of these arrows away here on this side, you can see how his body is behind this line. Yours is in front. So our goal is really to try to get the transition and your body sequence a little bit better going down, so you don't get in front of the ball. And this was I wanted to show you the after picture that we did here inside. Again, remember this is just handheld, so bear with me if the lines move a little bit. So here's the, and this is you feeling a little bit more on the outside going back. That's okay. But more importantly, this is what you're going to see going down. So I took you to the back swing again, where you are. So you can see right off the bat, without even having to think about the backs, you know, the coil in the backswing. Look how much different that coil is in the backswing, just by taking the club a little on the outside, or straighter back. But anyway, cut a long story short here, I want to show you the sequencing, how much different it really is. There's the first movement in your downswing there. Here's the first movement. Your downswing there. You can see how everything kind of falls back down this way. So you can see how the sequencing is so much better. Body's a little bit back. The lower body's kind of going out in front there. Very good. So that's a huge, huge difference. And that was really the main thing we talked about. Now the other thing you kind of brought into the equation, you had asked me some questions at the beginning, were about feeling kind of the left wrist bowing down towards the ground. So our goal for the lesson, the two things that we really focused on and produced some really, really good results were really feeling that you're staying back, kind of this image here on the left, so we'll give this one a check. So this is the image that we want, feeling like you're staying back like that. Then also feeling that the left wrist, I don't remember how you described it or where you saw it in the video, but the left wrist bowing downward into the ball versus trying to scoop it or flip at it or released, too much release or scoop there. So that was kind of the feeling, and we'll just kind of go through so you can see the difference here. Really good. And that was kind of the feeling that you had. So it was really feel like you're going to stay behind the ball on the way down, that the shifting and the transition's a little bit different, and make sure you feel like that left wrist is coming in bowed rather than trying to scoop it, as that other guy tried to tell you. I think a great drill to practice would be the 3/4 shot, trying to hit like you're going to hit a little punch shot. So just go 3/4 of the way back and finish nice and low, feeling like you're really bowing that wrist down into the ground, hitting shots really low. If you find yourself hitting a lot of hooks, not pulls, not going straight up, but with hooks, just make sure that you're not coming too much around or inside on your backswing. Okay, make sure it just goes straight, a little bit more straight back, and that'll take away some of the hook from you. So I'm going to also attach some video links and drills and stuff like that to the video, so that you have them. But it was really nice meeting you, and feel free if you have any other questions just to shoot me an email right back.